Okay. Here I have the word this. I've already made it into an object. And now we're just going to go look at it in outline mode. So you can see I haven't welded these together. I am going to just click on this eye. We'll go up to path and then break apart. It'll give us two separate objects here. Now we can move that dot however we want it. And then select both parts, path, union. Now, with the T, we're going to have the same issue. It's two separate pieces, but it's one letter. This case, same thing, we can do that. Path, break apart. You're going to notice that this circle here is now a separate object. If you had a fill on it before, it's going to be really confusing when you view it in normal mode. So you can either just put a stroke on it and no fill and you can see it, or you can just keep looking in outline mode. We are going to end up combining these back together. So here you can take this part and you can go to path, combine, it'll put it back together. But now we have this top part here that we can move, and however you want to place it, click on both parts that you want and hit union. After you've already saved the file, let's see. After you've saved it, you should still be able to go back. So undo union, undo union. As long as you haven't closed it, you should still be able to save it. However, if it wasn't, if you unioned it and you needed to separate it, it gets a little bit complicated from there because it takes a bit of art. You would have to select the nodes where you wanted everything separated. So I'm looking at here, 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 and here because we are going to be, oops, not this one, taking it apart. We'll go up to the node editor here, and then this one right here, break path at selected nodes, and we'll break the path there. What that did is it separated these. So if I just choose one of these nodes, we could see that it's being moved around. What I usually do is I'll select one node and I'll hit Control All, and that'll allow me to move all the nodes in that path that was broken apart. I'll also go over here and I'll hit Shift and click on another one and then Control All. So everything that belonged to either side of that I can move, and I'm left with what's left here. And then I can click on the parts that I want to connect, and I'll go right here to join selected endnodes with a new segment, and then the same thing with the other side, join selected endnodes with a new segment, and then you have to manipulate it however you wanted it to fit the curve. Each node is pretty much editable, so just bring it around however you want it. And then up here, we're going to select this one, and again, join with a new segment, and then join selected endnodes with a new segment. You can only join them if they aren't connected to anything. So now I've got all of this together, but this is still one letter, so you can't really move one part without the other. We would have to select it, go back up to path, break apart, and it'll give us the separate sections again, which means, of course, we got to combine these also. Oops, that was a union. We're going to Control K, and that'll combine them. And then we'll have this to move around however we want. It does take some playing around. You have to know where you want to break apart the nodes and where you're going to connect them again, so it's a little bit visual. It's not 100% perfect because it's relying on how well you put it back together, but that's pretty much the way. If this was an image and you were trying to break it apart, but you didn't want to include like a different section, that would be the way to do it. I hope this helps.